terrible mistake. Unveil the moment when Meghan was mistreated by celebrities. Hello, friends. Welcome to breaking royal news about the notorious hypocritical couple, Harry and Meghan Markle, on our Kate Middleton and the Queen News version 2 channel. Here we go again with the Meghan and Harry saga. Look, it's no surprise that there was a false sense of security surrounding this whole affair. People got swept up in the idea of Meghan being a modern and diverse addition to the royal family, bringing in a so-called fresh voice. But come on, it's not like she was the first person to shake things up a bit. Sure, there was some fancy PR work done, and I'm sure that played a part in swaying some folks. Even the Clooneys hopped on the bandwagon, whatever that means. Once those sycophantic quotes and glossy PR pieces are out there, it's like a feeding frenzy for supporters, and they'll defend her till the cows come home. And let's talk about the celebrities. Oh, the mid-range or D-list ones, as you put it. Suddenly, they're all chiming in with their unwavering support for Meghan, like they've discovered some new messiah or something. But honestly, the way they kept acting worse and worse, it's like they were playing a game of who can make the worst decision. Let's be real here. They're just selfish people. And I can't help but think they might not be the sharpest tools in the shed either. I mean, who makes all those bad decisions without thinking about the long-term consequences? Certainly not the brightest bulbs in the bunch. But hey, I won't put all the blame on Meghan and Harry. The Queen, bless her heart, gave them plenty of rope. Maybe too much. But you know what? She loved Harry, and sometimes love makes us turn a blind eye to a few things. And let's not forget about those die-hard supporters, the sugars, you call them. Sure, they believe in her, but it seems like they lack the critical thinking skills to see beyond the surface. They might be rooting for her, but let's face it, they're not exactly a group of influential heavyweights. Their lack of clout, intelligence, and empathy might just be holding Meghan back from achieving her grand ambitions. Oh, it's like watching a Shakespearean tragedy unfold. Here we have a whole motley crew of supporters who, let's face it, are just a bunch of random, unsuccessful people making a lot of noise. Take Dr. Shula, for example. A person like that was never going to do much for Meghan's cause, but they sure knew how to flood the media with their support. And then there are those few desperate celebrities trying to latch onto Meghan and Harry, thinking they could ride their coattails into the royal family's good graces. But oh boy, when the British royal family stopped supporting the couple, those celebrities jumped ship faster than you can say royal drama. Now let's talk about Meghan and Harry themselves, a couple who fell so deeply in love with their own reflections in the water that they lost sight of reality. They dreamt big, but now it seems that dream has turned into a nightmare. What a terrible lesson they've learned, and I doubt they've truly learned anything at all. Their attempt to throw crap at the royal family backfired spectacularly. Instead of hitting the mark, they ended up throwing themselves into the water, creating nothing more than a few ripples in their view. The big fish, the ones with real power and influence, were frightened away, and they swam as far away from the drama as they could. And just think about it. They had it all served on golden platters, but they chose to toss it aside for a measly serving on paper plates from the dollar store. What a fool's choice. As for Megxit, well, the widely accepted story is that Meghan, in a fit of rage, dumped the British royal family before finding her next mark in other places. She tried to maintain the appearance of needing that royal connection, but her true colors shone through when she left Harry behind and flounced off to Canada with Archie. Now, let's delve into the perplexing mystery of Meghan's sudden meltdown. The truth is, there's no concrete explanation for why she lost her cool and stormed off, leaving us with a whirlwind of speculation. Some believe it might have been related to Archie's DNA and surrogate rumors, and she couldn't bear the thought of such truths coming to light. But honestly, who knows what really set her off? One thing that becomes increasingly evident is Meghan's delusional self-importance. It's as if she genuinely believed that the grand reception she received was all about her personally, rather than the role she played as a representative of the Queen and monarchy during her visits. It's a clear case of narcissistic sociopathy coupled with a delusional personality disorder. In her mind, Meghan saw herself as being superior to the royal family, bigger, more popular, more powerful, and more regal. She believed she could bend the British monarchy to her will, as if she were the one wearing the crown. To achieve this, she orchestrated a media-funded campaign of lies and abuse, all in pursuit of her own supremacy. Let's be honest, she's mentally unhinged. That's the only logical explanation for her erratic behavior and grandiose delusions. Prior to capturing Harry's heart, she seemed cautious not to burn bridges without having others already under construction. She discarded past relationships like Corey when she was sure of Harry, and her father when she was sure of the British royal family. However, the surprising twist in the tale is that she left the British royal family without having her next mark in place. It's as if she thought she could maintain her royal connection while simultaneously pursuing other opportunities, like her Netflix deal. But did she not realize that the very reason Netflix was interested in her was precisely because of her royal connections? It seems her delusions clouded her judgment. The Hollywood mindset strikes again. It's almost comical how Meghan failed to realize the instability of relying solely on deals that might just fall through before the full payout. It's as if she lived in a world of make-believe, where dreams always came true and there were no such things as financial uncertainties. And let's not forget her delusional thinking. From the very beginning, she must have crossed the line into delusion, believing that a reconciliation with the British royal family was possible after throwing every ounce of mud she could find their way. Talk about wishful thinking. Meghan's misjudgment extended to Harry's importance within the royal family and his wealth. She seemed to overestimate both, failing to comprehend the gravity of their actions and the consequences that would follow. Perhaps if she had taken a moment to study British history, she would have understood that treason is the one thing the royal family does not tolerate. And boy, did they dish out enough of it to last for decades. Her misguided expectations led her to believe that she could maintain a connection with the British royal family, appearing on balconies, formal events, and carriage rides as if nothing had changed. But the reality is far different. Every passing day erodes her attachment to the royals, and her once prized title holds less and less significance. It's as if she had a master plan, revealing her truth and Harry's truth to the world, thinking it would make her powerful. However, she failed to see that all she was doing was burning bridges left and right. She was so entangled in her self-perceived power that she lost sight of the consequences of her actions. Indeed, Meghan's refusal to learn and her gross overestimation of her own intelligence is rather glaring. It's almost mind-boggling how she squandered the opportunity to learn from one of the most remarkable women of the past century, the Queen herself. Instead of humbling herself and absorbing the wisdom of an experienced monarch, she let her arrogance get the better of her. And let's not even get started on her lack of commitment to honing her acting craft. She seemed to believe that her big teeth and flowing hair, neither of which are natural, would suffice to carry her through. It's a classic case of superficiality and overconfidence, which can be a recipe for disaster in any industry. Her indifference to British history is equally disheartening, especially considering the access she had to unimaginable historical treasures. One would think that being part of the royal family would inspire a thirst for knowledge about the country's past, but Meghan seemed uninterested. Even something as basic as learning the words of the national anthem eluded her, highlighting her lack of respect for the culture she married into. Unfortunately, it appears that Harry was ensnared by a woman who embodied shallowness, greed, and cunning. In contrast to Princess Catherine, who possesses grace and effortless poise, Meghan pales in comparison. The stark contrast between the two women further highlights Meghan's shortcomings. You bring up an interesting point about recent Hollywood scandals, particularly the infamous case of Harvey Weinstein. It seems that in the pursuit of success and wealth, some individuals are willing to tolerate and even praise reprehensible behavior. As long as the money keeps rolling in, people may turn a blind eye to the true nature of those they support. It's a disturbing reality that showcases the darker side of fame and fortune. Oh, the harsh truth of the entertainment industry. Once the money stops flowing, you're quickly shown the door. And in the case of Harry and Meghan, it's quite evident that they lack the talent to maintain their place in the spotlight. They may have had a brief stint of praise and adoration, but once that lemon was squeezed dry, the reality became clear. In the US, the powers that be swiftly realized that beyond Harry's royal title, there wasn't much substance to offer. It didn't take long for them to see through the facade and understand that their fame was built on shaky ground. The dam has burst, and the true colors of Harry and Meghan are being revealed for all to see. They may have thought they could fool everyone with their media-driven campaigns, but it's becoming clear that they are nothing more than grifters' schemers looking for a quick payday. It's fascinating how studies have shown that people at the pinnacles of power or success, even those who display terrible characteristics, didn't start off that way. They might have had the drive and ambition to reach the top, but somewhere along the way, they lost sight of their humanity. It's a sobering reminder that success should never come at the expense of integrity and decency. In the world of fame and fortune, climbing the rope means pretending to be willing to learn and genuinely enjoying the company of others. But it's apparent that Harry and Meghan missed that memo. Their arrogance and entitlement have been their downfall, and now they're facing the consequences. Sadly, there seems to be no way back for them. Once the illusion shatters, it's challenging to regain trust and respect. The true colors of Harry and Meghan are now on display for the world to see, and their reputation as grifters is firmly etched in the minds of many. One insider candidly commented, "I'm not going to be arrogant, it's just that I never saw Meghan as the breath of anything. When Meghan was compared to Grace Kelly, I would have a fit of laughter." In what way could a Z-class actress compare to an Oscar winner, Hitch Muse, and a former couple of great actors? To be honest, when Grace Kelly comparisons and I had truly no words. She won an Oscar for Best Actress at 25 and was ethereally beautiful. I don't know how many other successful, beautiful actresses fit that, let alone Meghan. There are many attractive actresses and many who win Oscars, but with Grace Kelly's looks, and winning at 25, very few. And they compare this average-looking D-list actress pushing 40 to her? OMG. Definitely believed her hype with her. I gave up everything for this family. Lady, you had nothing. You've hit the nail on the head. It's always baffled me how some in the press hailed Meghan as a breath of fresh air while underestimating Kate in such a brutal way. The double standard was clear as day. Kate has always carried herself with grace and elegance, yet Meghan's behavior often left much to be desired. Indeed, Meghan's sense of style and appropriateness was questionable at best. It's hard to comprehend why the press turned a blind eye to her dragging clothes through the mud, wearing dirty shoes, and choosing inappropriate attire for various occasions. The disheveled and wrinkled clothes only added to the sense of carelessness in her appearance. And let's not forget her wedding day, a day that's supposed to be the epitome of elegance and beauty. Meghan's ill-fitting suit, odd hairstyle, and overall lack of bridal charm were a far cry from the traditional and breathtaking weddings we've come to expect. It's almost insulting to brides around the world that someone would choose such a haphazard approach to their big day. The comparison between being a breath of fresh air and dressing or behaving inappropriately is completely misplaced. A breath of fresh air should signify something uplifting and positive, not someone who disregards basic etiquette and style norms. The media's infatuation with Meghan seemed to overshadow their appreciation for Kate's understated and timeless elegance. It's unfortunate that some failed to recognize the true essence of a royal woman like Kate, who embodies grace, sophistication, and a deep understanding of her role. You make an interesting point about Catherine's early years being somewhat dull, but as time went on, she grew into her role with confidence, much like the Queen of Denmark. It's not uncommon for individuals in royal positions to take time to find their footing and develop into more assured figures as they mature. I couldn't agree more about the Tyndalls. They truly bring a breath of fresh air to the royal family. Both being high-level athletes, their fun-loving nature and their beautiful children add a delightful touch to the often formal royal scene. It's heartening to see Zara living a happier and more relaxed life compared to her more formal mother, Princess Anne. And let's not forget about Edo and Beatrice. Their relationship has been a pleasant surprise, and it's refreshing to see their genuine connection. Despite Edo not coming from a wealthy background, it's clear that their love is the real deal. Beatrice's wonderful relationship with her stepson further highlights the warmth and sincerity within their family. Comparing all these positive examples to Meghan, it's evident that she lacked that special quality of being able to genuinely create joyful and heartwarming moments. It seemed as though she was always trying to fit into some preconceived role or narrative, rather than being her authentic self. And as you mentioned, there were hardly any instances where we could genuinely say, this was nice or funny. The press indeed longed for the drama and sales that came with the days of Diana. They hoped that Meghan could fill that void and create similar headlines. However, Kate's refusal to play the drama queen should have been respected, and Meghan's portrayal as the new story princess only lasted for a while before reality set in. You've hit the nail on the head once again. The Harkles, as you call them, have indeed lost their status as royalty since they have no official role in the monarchy and never will. They have been relegated to a position similar to Prince Andrew and Fergie, figures of fascination due to their fall from grace. People are drawn to stories of downfall and scandal, and that interest will likely keep them in the news for quite some time. However, despite the ongoing media attention, it doesn't necessarily translate into a stable income for them. People may be curious and eager to read about their lives, but that fascination doesn't equate to long-term financial success. It's like when people tuned in to The Surreal Life to watch Tammy Faye Bakker, intriguing to watch, but not a recipe for lasting celebrity status. Meghan's playing of the race card certainly garnered significant attention and support from certain Hollywood celebrities. They rallied behind her, feeling a sense of kinship as they too had faced racism and wanted to support someone who appeared to be confronting systemic racism from the royal family. Whether or not her claims were entirely true is a subject of debate, but the narrative she presented struck a chord with some in the entertainment industry. The endorsement and support from celebrities like Oprah, Tyler Perry, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Mariah Carey, and Serena Williams added an air of legitimacy to Meghan's claims. Their fame and influence made her case appear stronger in the eyes of the public. They were willing to show her love and support, despite only casually knowing her, which speaks to the power of celebrity influence and the allure of taking a stand against perceived injustice. You make an astute observation about Meghan and Harry receiving support and backing from powerful figures like Oprah, Michelle, and Barack Obama, which certainly added to their allure and influence. This level of endorsement from such high-profile individuals lent credibility to Meghan's claims and positioned them as champions of race equality and advocates for the underprivileged. However, even with such powerful support, it's becoming clear that talent and original content are crucial ingredients for lasting success in Hollywood. No matter how much backing they have, without substance and genuine creative value, their presence in the industry will likely fade over time. Their attempts to tell tales about the royal family and portray themselves as the American royal family might have generated some initial interest, but it's clear that such tactics are not sustainable in the long run. Flying to Uvalde and feeding the poor during lockdown might be well-intentioned acts, but they are not glamorous or inherently interesting enough to captivate an audience continuously. Furthermore, it's possible that figures like Oprah are becoming wary of their association with Harry, considering the potential repercussions. With his rumored plans for a sequel book, there may be concerns that he could write negatively about them, leaving them vulnerable to criticism. If Harry were to use the mental health excuse to evade accountability, it would be challenging for anyone to confront him directly about his actions. As a result, we may not see them hobnobbing as frequently these days, as the potential for conflict and negative exposure might be perceived as too great of a risk for their reputations. It's a delicate balance between supporting someone's mental health and holding them accountable for their actions. What was your reaction when you discovered the negatives in Meghan Markle's personality? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments section. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this newsletter. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.